people, Lucas and Sarah own Birdhouse Books, have been featuring here. They sell used books, but they only sell new books of local authors, which I think is pretty cool. And so please support them, and they're keeping, they are supporting the local artists that are writing about this area. So also Emma has a book here too, and you should check that out. That was from their last reading. So this is from one of my previous books called The Sliding Glass Door, and since so many, all the talk is about people working right now, getting back to work, and I always thought one of the lamest interview questions you ever get is, why do you want to work here? Like, how do you answer that? It's like, well, because you pay people with money to do stuff. So I thought that would work out good for me. Okay, so, well, I was just up above, not thinking of much, flying overhead in my puttering biplane, enjoying a temporary airy existence of light, silence, and unlimited hope, bound only by fluffy clouds, horizon, and the occasional magnificent mountain peak, when my engine suddenly burst into flames. That's when I first became intrigued by the work of your company. Well, more specifically, the largely unobstructed orange color of your company's roof. Despite dragging a tremendous column of black smoke, I spiraled down from 10,000 feet in a somewhat controlled gyre before coming to the softest kiss of an emergency landing that you've ever seen over a fulfillment department. It was such a beautiful touchdown that I was able to walk down your back stairs, through receiving, past packing, and right into the velvety cubic walls of your human resources office without so much as a single protest. And it's that kind of welcoming attitude that I can really appreciate in a company that may or may not have fire insurance. May I put my scarf and goggles on your desk? Champagne? This is, I wanted to read this poem. It's about Vancouver, and it's called, well, actually I'm going to finish with that one. I changed my mind. That's a good finisher. This poem is, it's when I was 50, I went up this giant mountain in the gorge called Dog Mountain. Let me try to go up it, but it's like a 10,000 foot climb. And don't go the hard way. There's two ways. It says to go the hard way or the easy way. Go the easy way. Otherwise, because it's like someone just did it without switchbacks and straight up the hill. So anyway, this is a reflection. I wrote this for my 50th birthday, so now you know I'm old. Gave it away. I finally made it to the top of Dog Mountain, and I'm 50 today, so there. Just not sure which part of me is 50. My angry, drunk 37-year-old left big toe won't walk home, and my flat Buddha butt sleeps under the 300-year-old gnarled tree of my back, and the hair only made it to 35, cowards. I left half a kidney by the side of the road at 20, and my thyroid wandered off at a gas station near mile 30. My brain insists that it's simultaneously 12 and 100 and only wants to eat birthday cake. The hands are definitely 50. It feels like I've had one on the side of the world the whole time, like a guy trying to win a free truck. And my eyes are grizzled poet eyes I stole from a 1,000-year-old shell, and my mouth, never mind, we don't talk anymore. And my heart is newborn every day, and I've run a lot of groceries through this meat suit. And someday I might get it together. Till then, I'll see you when what's left makes it to the top of Dog Mountain. Let's see. This one is about a guy who sees a statue at a museum, and I guess this is the closest I get to a graphic novel because I did this for the poem. The statue is half inside the wall, so like one arm. It's based on a famous statue of, I think, Persephone, maybe. Okay, but anyway, it's called Strolling Through the Museum. I came upon an alabaster statue of a gorgeous woman half sticking out of the wall. And she was so beautiful I began falling in love, even with only the half of her I could see. And I wanted to see if there was more. There was, I just saw a friend. There was an old vacant optometrist shop next door with dusty models of eyeballs in the window case. And later that night I busted through the window and I climbed through some trash and I found a small locked room and I heard a noise. And I busted down the door and there was the other half of her, but alive, flesh and blood, half sucked in the wall. And I've come to save you! Oh, perfect, she said. A man come to save me. Then with a whoosh, she was sucked through the wall. I heard a muffled crash next door and something shattering on the floor. I really don't understand museums.
That's great.
Just leave the half statues. This one, that rhododendron painting is out in the hallway. And so you can see what a print shop does to your paintings when you try to get them printed. So this is part of my Northwest Art Deco series, which this one is Multnomah Falls and then rhododendron. I'm going to be doing more, but these are the first two in this series. You see a red rhododendron. You are a physicist. You're in a car. You are a doctor. You are starving. You're a billionaire. You're a fence post. You're a cloud. You're an eyelash. You're a corn dog. You're mustard. You're a hamburger. You're a cow. You're transgender. You have brown skin. You have white skin. You are homeless. You own an instant cooker. You have 7 followers on Instagram. You are the president of China. It's 14.12. It's 30.56. Gas is $17 a gallon. You own an electric car. You have a rifle raised. You are a skin cell. You paid $10 to be here. Your bladder is full. You've never been kissed. You have a week to live. You don't know when you'll die. You don't like movies with boats in them. You were just shot. You've been blind until this point. You see a red rhododendron. You're not the same person you were a minute ago. This is my love poem to Vancouver in the 70s, called 70s Summer. It was summer in the 1970s and the mullet dudes wore tight shorts over sweats like half-assed superheroes imitating Rocky. And everything smelled like hot bark dust. And you could never get those little brown slivers out of your hands. And there was always somebody's cousin swinging nunchucks in the driveway. And when we weren't having pinecone fights, we ripped the skin from our bodies by crashing our bikes into each other. And every day was a baseball in the nuts. And we drank warm strawberry Shasta Pop all summer, staining our white shirts. And duck shit covered the cement walks, and dead cow bones littered the woods. And once I saw a couple of teenagers screwing while I hid in the top of an enormous oak. And I swam in the postage stamp-sized development pool until my eyes closed shut, on fire with chlorine, and I ran my banana seat bicycle into a hedge and fell into the pond. The taste of algae still sits on my lips. Mill Plain Avenue was nothing but 2 lousy lanes melting into a ribbon of goo every summer. I could still see my Steve Austin doll's robot eyes staring at me from a Doberman's mouth like a message from the future. I used to beat dogs back with a bike pump, choking with newspaper stench from my canvas newspaper bags, all knees and balance, heading to the pea-smelling house to collect 3 stupid dollars. Then Mount St. Helens blew up all over the damn place, and I crawled up on my roof and gaped in wonder at the lightning-bespeckled gray column of death, then walked back into the house, woke up my parents, and returned to watching Kids Are People Too on TV. I caught a steelhead in the Columbia River, bigger than me, and you could still swim in Battleground Lake. And past 124th Avenue was nothing but grass fields and broken down barns dying under blackberries. And nobody wore seatbelts or helmets or sunscreen. We were all burnt to nothing. A bunch of red peeling, writhing, mosquito-bitten, knee-scraped, tube sock wearing cul-de-sac kickballers with giant goody cones in their back pockets. And we'd go fishing at night when Dad came home, and we brought 5-gallon buckets of bluegill back from Lacamas Lake and dumped them in the development's pond. Then they rippled just under the water like a midnight blue blanket of sweat. I'd forgotten these details until the other day when we were driving down 9th past Fircrest Elementary, and I saw a kid struggling to walk because his pants were cinched around his quads, and I just thought, look at those stupid kids, who the hell would be dumb enough to do that? And then I remember standing in the same spot when I was 10 years old with Brad and Brian Sellers, and we had all pulled our shorts down around our legs and tucked in our t-shirts to cover our asses, laughing at each other, saying, "You look so stupid, that's the dumbest thing ever." And then Brad said, "Bet you won't lift your shirt at the next car. It would be the world's first reverse BA. Just think about it." And Brad had a bit of showman in him. "Maybe I will," I said. "Do it," he said. "Maybe I will. Do it. Fine, fine." And I guess I figured this was my golden opportunity to enter the rarefied air of kiddom coolness pavilion, so I lifted my shirt and flashed my small stupid butt at the next car coming down the rise. Now I don't know why I didn't notice the make and model of the car, but when the car screeched to a halt beside us, I recognized it then. And there was no mistaking the person who sprang out, my mom, who just happens to be at this reading. She pointed her finger at me at first, and I thought it was a gun. Anger shook her body as if she were a tree, and somebody was trying to knock peaches off of her. I don't think she completed a sentence the rest of the day. "You know, now, get there, back, trouble, kill, car, father, kill." I wondered how long it took her to recognize my puny rear end. Was it instantaneous? Did all those diaper changing, all those baths give her 6 tiny cents where she could pick my butt out of a crowd from 100 yards away? Was it like radar, Astar? Or was there a brief moment when she just thought, look at those stupid kids, who the hell would be dumb enough to do that? Copies of the book here and paintings if you would
Paintings.
want to make your pad look better.